All right, how does that sound? I think it was on the wrong setting. I think it should be fine. Am I good? Okay. All right. Wrong mic settings were bad. But sorry. I'll redo all of that because wow. How are you doing, artificials? How are you doing? It is so good to see you. And anybody else who is also in chat, sorry about that. That was not fun. Silent again. Not on purpose this time. But yeah, we'll be focusing on coding today. This time, it's been a little bit since I've looked at this. I've been working on another coding thing for school, so I'm gonna refamiliarize myself with this code to double check it. Not as any different, just to be like, oh, okay, where am I on this? Just because that has been eating up my time. So we will do that today. Feel free to chat, ask me any questions as I program, etc. I will try my best to be entertaining, as usual. I'll probably tell a couple of stories that happened to me this week. Just as, I don't know, just for fun. Just because, lots happened this week. So, yeah, I will go ahead and refamiliarize myself with the code first, because I've completely forgotten every single script. I'm just going to open them all up so that I don't forget. Oh, man. Alright, so I was starting on item manager, starting on map, object behavior, player movement, player stats are good, and then dialogue's going to be something else. And we're not going to go into this yet, so I could just delete these, or not delete, exit out of these two. I think we're focusing on the items today, because I wanted to figure that out. I don't have any notes, do I? How was everybody's week? In chat, who would like to chat, how was everybody's day? My week has been a little all over the place. I forgot I wanted to tell you all a story Wednesday, but I do not remember what it is. I was so excited, I'm like, I get to tell chat this, and then I had to be quiet on Wednesday. So, but yesterday I played D&D. It was really interesting, because I haven't played it in a hot minute. But I was like a cleric for my friend's campaign, because I realize I'm more useful in support, so I figured, oh, I'll play a cleric. It's my first time playing, cleric. Mystery seems sorry about that. Don't be sorry. If you're busy, you're busy. That's... Sometimes that happens. Last stream was scuff. I didn't have music. Okay. I almost forgot. I forgot music. Last stream was scuff. Don't worry. If you need to be somewhere, you need to be somewhere. That's not on you, so... Do not worry about it. Let me just make sure that this is working, because I completely forgot to, do music. Music's gonna be a little different this time. Let me just skip that track. And we'll show this on stream. Alright. I'm assuming there is music going, but I'm gonna turn it up here. Like so. I just need some a little more old school. I figured this is good. So this music will be stuff that I've from DS games that I've played in the past. So one of them is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. They've got Sonic Rush, and then there's one more that I added into this playlist. I don't remember. This will be a little different today. So I figured this is a good playlist to just kind of start off with. I almost put Ace Attorney songs in here, but I decided that would be not good. But how was your week, though? I would assume it's been busy, artificials. I would assume, since you're like, I missed 2 streams, you're like, things must have been pretty busy, huh? It was. I know that feel. I feel like I've been on a bit of a roller coaster just the past few days, so. Because, like, that's right, D&D. So, yeah, a lot has happened. Work on a school project that also involves code, so I haven't been able to look at this entirely, which has been a lot. Oh. Screaming inside because I forgot to come and say hi. No, you're good. Sometimes people like to lurk. It's okay. I lurk a lot of times on other people's chats, and I'm like, I don't think I should. Should I say hi? I don't know. Like you know, like you. Like, now that I think about it, like, they must read all the stats, and they're like, oh, okay, X and Y is followed, but they haven't said hi yet. I wonder if they're lurking, if they just want to be a lurker. It is totally fine if you lurk. I appreciate all lurks, because, like, I don't know, it gives me opportunity to, like, I don't know, people like lurking, and I want to make people feel comfortable, and if they just like listening to my voice, you know, that's cool. It is always cool. You know, they'll chime in when they want to chime in, you know. I've discovered that when I watch streams, I'm like, I'm chiming in now. This is my conversation point. I want to bring this in. So yeah, don't. But I always appreciate it when people say hi, though. Always appreciate it. We will probably be coding the item manager, which is going to manage all the items. Probably not the map manager, though, just because we did. I can show you really quickly, just so everybody has an idea. And I'm looking at this. I'm like, I don't remember half of what's happening. So let me turn off Visual Studio. We'll go to Unity. These are all placeholders. These will be fixed eventually. I just needed something that'll be here. Just have some visuals. We'll probably be coding the bag. Just different types of items, because I have different types of items for the game. But our character, she can move using the WASD keys, like so. And people can press on it for longer, and they can just... That was it, Kirby. It came in. And then if you press E when you're nearby an object, you can grab it. It should be in the bag, and then we did code the save button because we had time. And if I look on the console, yeah. So data's been saved, an object is nearby, data's been loaded. What does that mean? What's that debug line supposed to mean? What did I put that in for? Oh my gosh, that doesn't... I'm about to go. Go do what? Where are you gonna go, Genevieve? Where are you gonna go? Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's what we've coded so far. I'm gonna organize the bag a little bit so we have different items for it, even though it's not a big necessity, just because we've got the star count up here. I should probably manage her health. I forgot about health. I could probably do that while we're here. But mainly I'm going to see if we can get the item manager going so we can organize how the bag works. So what I will do, before we even start coding, I'm going to add a new panel so that we have a separate item for our... so we have a dang it. Okay. What is it on? Okay, no. That's what we want. Why is she in front? Right, I'm gonna order this layer 2 so that this isn't in front. So this panel is essentially going to be like our bag menu. So we're going to call this bag menu panel. And essentially what this is going to do is just going to house all of our items. Do I dare bring up a notepad of what items? Because I want to keep a lot of them secret, but I'm not... Oh. Okay. Sorry, music stopped for a second. Still stopped. Why? It's a separate thing. Why must you do this to me? Okay. Alright, base code. Movement. Alright. Why don't I have the different... Okay, here we go. So we've got different objects here. I've got the Google Doc so you can see it. I'll put it in as like a quick notepad. Sorry, I'm probably, I can't see chat. Everything's locked in OBS. Oh man, let me quickly just... Alright, window capture. We're just gonna do a brand new one. Notepad. So... Ah, dang it. That's how it's gonna be, huh? Essentially, we're just doing like... We're not doing very much. So basically, it's like it's why locations are in here. It's probably for the map. But we've got a diary. We have recipes. I spelled that wrong. Ignore that. Evidence, money, question mark, because I don't know if I will give her money. And then just normal items. Everything else, basically. Hello, Icon. Hello. How are you doing? We are just coding today. We're doing Genevieve coding again today. We'll just be coding the bag menu for when you have to get items and stuff like that, so you can use items while you are in game. So hello, how have you been? How has your week been? Okay, so yeah, and the bottom here, just this is a notepad file, and it just has what items we need. So diary pages, recipes, I forget kind of why, evidence, money, question mark, and then more items. So basically we're gonna have a purse. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set this up really quickly. Again, don't worry about interrupting me while I'm talking. It does not matter. I'm just brainstorming as we go along here, so let's see here. How to do these tabs, because otherwise... Okay, so we've got... I don't know if I should just put this in as other. I'll just call this... Let's call this normal items for now. What we'll do is normal. Week's been great. That's good to hear! That is absolutely good to hear the week's been great. My week's been pretty good too. I feel like we've all had... Things are on the upswing. Things are slowly coming up on the upswing. But I'm glad to hear you had a good week. What was good about it? Like, actually both of you, since you said you had good weeks, like, what's been the best part of the week so far, for both of you? Alright, normal items. Because, for me, I got to play D&D this week, finally. I finally played D&D after a long time of not playing it. However, it was very interesting. It's a very interesting D&D session that I went to. And you know Friendly Sky for now. He hosts a giant D&D thing. He wasn't my DM for this session, but he ended up... I did that twice. He ended up... he was there, and I ended up with a different DM. And I normally play a cleric. And I'm like, okay, it's been a while. I forgot how to play a cleric. It's basically my first time playing a cleric. I'm like, alright. I'm going in. I'm going to see what happens. I go into the D&D gigantic event. I have the DM waiting for me. I play with two other people. One of them was really sweet. I believe they were playing a sorcerer. I remember them playing a sorcerer, and the other person was playing paladin. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Because, like, it was insane. The paladin was chaotic. The paladin was very chaotic. I was like, what in the world? I was not expecting this from you. Why are you so chaotic? And you know, we're going through it, he's doing all sorts of weird answers. The DM kind of ignores the answers, but they're still funny, but they get you know when someone's really funny, but they're being funny for like too long? Oh. Best part of my week was when I hang out with friends to go eat yes! Ramen! Oh my gosh. You guys went to a Japanese restaurant, I assume? That's cool, that's cool. That must have been so fun. Oh man, was the ramen good? How was the ramen? I need to know. How was the ramen? Finish a painting of a dragonborn! Oh, that's so cool. Do you have... If you're cool, may I ask for a link? You're allowed to post the link. if you have posted. If you don't, that's completely fine. But I would like the link. It's completely fine if you don't. But that is so cool that you finished the painting. Oh my gosh, that... I can't draw dragons. I could probably learn how to do it, but I can't draw dragons. So, good for you. Like, oh my gosh, painting is just... Painting's a lot of work. Was this digital? I'm assuming this is traditional. Digital, traditional, and like, how did you like the painting? Like, how did you think it turned out? Just in general. Oh, it's for... Oh, a 3D Nice! Nice for one of the 3D models? Nice! Oh, that's fun. That's fun when it's a 3D model. Oh man, I don't know. I wouldn't know how to do it for a 3D model either. I would not know how to paint it for a 3D model. I don't know. That's cool though, like, for a 3D model, like, how difficult, like, was it on a scale of 1 to 10, just, like, kind of getting started on it, like when you were first starting out painting 3D models, like, 1 to 10, the difficulty of painting the model. What other button am I thinking? Oh, okay, we need... I know it can't be set to an empty string, I know. Alright, let's see. Recipes. Or maybe actually the diary is probably the next in line. Pages, button. Diary pages. Button. Oh, that's right. I was talking about D&D. I feel... Sorry. So yeah, that was very chaotic. The dragon... Not the Dragonborn. The Paladin was chaotic. It's actually pretty fun. It's actually easy. Interesting. That's probably like an 8, 9, 10. Interesting. I figured that'd be hard to paint for a model, though. That's cool that it was easy, though. Let's see here. Just because, like, I don't know. I expect that to be hard. I don't know why. I just expect that to just be, like, super duper hard to figure out how to paint that. Oh, man. That's cool you got it done, though. Like, that's super cool. I'm assuming this is for a campaign. Alright, back here. Let me see here. Okay, as campaign was progressing, though, things got intensively, like... Yeah, sorry, not to... I was waiting for replies. I will continue the story. Hopefully that's okay. But as time progressed... Yeah, making it... Oh, gift! Nice! Nice! Nice. Okay, that's cool. That is super duper cool. Gifts are always a blast to... Oh, that's so sweet! Is it like a surprise? Or is this like, oh, you already had it pre-planned? Oh man, good luck though! Or not good luck. I hope they like it is what I'm trying to say. Good luck, you already did it. I hope they like it, that's so cool! Oh my gosh, I'm sure they'll appreciate that a lot though. But I really hope that they like it. Alright, let me see here. Alright, recipe, evidence. There's one more. Normal and then money. I know why I added locations on here. It's for keys. BRB. Oh yeah, no problem. Don't worry. Do not worry. Oh man. It's a little loud. At least on my end, it feels a little loud. I'm gonna turn down on my end. Alright. Yeah. D&D campaign, super chaotic. It was in a village. It's like a one-shot like every other week, so I got dropped into somewhere random even though I had no idea where I was. Paladin was making some interesting, like, funny remarks. There's one part he tried stealing a fish from a fisherman, and I had to return it because I'm a good little cleric. And then the sorcerer helped him steal back the fish. I'm like, y'all. I try. I succeeded too. I succeeded on catching him stealing the fish, and they still had to steal the fish after the fact. Oh man. And then we go into this like village. I guess it's a peaceful cult. Don't know what that's about. But it was a peaceful cult. And I was like, alright, I have no idea what we're doing. So I just kind of follow along. I'm like, I've got no idea where we are, no idea what we're doing. And there's a point where we run across these invisible enemies, right? King text, not what I want. And we run into these enemies. And we're just like, they're like invisible. They're will-o-wisps. And, you know, for some reason my mom jumps to Pokemon and will-o-wisp and them being part fire. So I figure, oh, I'll use create and destroy water or something. I completely forgot to, like, use it last time because I, like, had, like, a... What am I thinking? I forgot to use it last time I played the cleric because I burned stuff, because I'm, like, a light domain cleric. But, basically, I'm thinking, okay, I'll use create destroy water, but I didn't have it prepared. And I didn't have enough spells prepared. I forgot how to prepare spells. I'm like intermediate but new enough where I'm like, oh, I forgot how to do this. So I end up using all the fire spells. Fire spells aren't working. It's like half damage. Every normal attack does half damage. I'm sitting there, I'm like, what do I do? And finally I'm like, I'm just gonna blast you with my little, I forget what it's called. The thing that the clerics always carry, it's like this symbol, the holy symbol, basically. And so I use that, and they finally take normal damage because it's radiant. I'm like, I'm an idiot, and I have no radiant spells in my slots. I have no radiant spells. And when I do prayer spells, I'm thinking, oh, you know, water, just in case I blast something with fire. There's another round of combat where I make a fail on sneaking in. And we had to fight giant spiders, but those were easy. And then we get to this, like, mini boss fight. And at this point, I'm like, okay, whatever. This is fine. You know, this shouldn't be that bad. I mean, the will-o-wisp are pretty bad, but this is like a little mini mission, you know, whatever. This is not a mini mission. This was a fight. There are these two dudes who were like, basically, one dude had like, basically the equivalent of a flamethrower. That was one dude. And then the other person had, how do I describe this? Spikes all over him. That's the best way I can describe that. He was pretty creepy. He was creepy. Super duper creepy. We fight both of them. I'm thinking, okay, create destroy water on him. I'm gonna dump 10 gallons of water on him. And then we're like level 4 to 5, by the way. I'm like the lowest because I'm like level 4. And we fight these guys. And I'm getting prepared. I'm getting ready to do this spell. But every time I keep getting interrupted by someone or something, I have to do another spell. I'm like, okay, I'll use this spell and I'll use that spell. And as I'm going through the, I already did it for this. Are you joking? Okay. I'm just gonna delete this. It's fine. It is fine. This is what happens when you talk and code at the same time. Actually, what I will do is I'll just undo all of this. Not that far. Alright, did I forget anything? So, evidence, diary, money. That was the other one. So, you know, the creepy dude, getting interrupted by that. I finally get to doing create, destroy water. And for the life of me, I didn't realize it didn't do any damage. Like, there's no damage anywhere for it. There's not even an estimate damage. If I decide to drop it on somebody, there's just nothing. I just get to create water. That is it. That's all I get to do. And I was like, what? And the DM's like, oh. He let me, like, redo it, because I had no clue, and I was so excited, but I had, like, not a single clue. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, you've got to be joking. How could you? How could you do this to me? So I can't use that. And then we get to our other dude, who is also taking, like, literally, he's immune to slashing and piercing for reasons I will not describe. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, how do we defeat this guy? Well, I've got a hammer. That might do something. I could smash it, but I'm thinking, like, maybe he's immune to, you know, bludgeoning. And then at the end of the entire, like, game, it turns out bludgeoning damage is his weakness. But I was so concerned with how, like, getting the flamethrower dude and health and whatnot that I just completely bypassed it. I just couldn't see the forest for the trees. And even use rock, paper, scissors. The only thing I think of was like, well, I got a hammer. I don't know if that's the equivalent, but I have a hammer. So that. After all of that was done, I was like, I'm tired. I'm going home. Something about that particular game just drained life out of me. I was like, oh my gosh, I was being dumb with no radiant spells. I didn't even have Sacred Flame, and that's a cantrip. It's a cantrip spell. It's like one of the spells you just get for free. You don't have to use spell slots or anything. Oh man. So that happened. But overall, you know, wasn't too bad of a game. I was just kind of dumb, and I don't know, I don't know, I was not particularly fond of this session. This session was a lot, so I just know from now on I need to be careful of how I plan things, that I just don't jump in even though I know mostly what I'm doing. I just have to do more than that. Alright. Items. Scroll bar. We'll do with that. And I'll name the content because it's the scroll view. Alright. Name the content because we're gonna need to use that. I'll call it purse items. I'll just cut them items content instead. Okay. Alright, I need to do one more thing. I'll just create an empty. I'm not going to do it as a panel just yet. Essentially what this empty is going to do is it's just going to house text information about our object. I don't think we'll have that entirely in today, but I will just make it in case. Alright. Item name. And then I'll do image. It'll just be item, image. Oh, I should probably warn you, the Sonic Rush soundtrack is pretty funky. It's always really, really funky. You may dance along. Well, I might anyway, but... Oh, I made that a sub-object. I don't want to do it. I don't want that. Okay. I don't think there are going to be any... Oh, description. Description might be a good idea. Okay. I'm going to skew item description, because otherwise I'm not going to know what this is. Move that up there. I'll even throw in this. Okay, that's good. And one more thing that I'll do in here is just a very simple button. And there'll probably be our options. So I'll call it the item option button for now, just a singular one, because we'll probably have to use this for more than one thing. I don't know about making multiple buttons just yet, but I at least want to make sure that we have basically our use button. So let's see here. So I'll call that... Oh. Not inside of this, though. So, item info panel. And for now, we are not going to make this interactable, because we need items, and we don't have items. So that's basically it for the bag panel. Oh. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna turn this all the way down. Alright, so while we're here, I'm going to pull the health bar down. I'll actually just pull both of them down. And I'll make this... because we're not quite there yet where I can start defining objects, so we'll just turn that off for now. I think we'll switch to code. And we'll just make sure to include that in the health stats. Do I have other placeholders? Okay, here we go. So we'll add a new tag to this guy, the enemy. We'll save that. And what we're essentially going to do here is we're going to just tag it, because I just want to make sure the health works. And what we could do is we'll make this a health item so that we can, if we run into an enemy, we'll heal. So we'll switch to code right now. I didn't realize how long I've been talking for. Oh man. The D&D story is just too much. I'm looking at stats. Okay. So I'm pretty sure public... I always forget what they call them. It's gonna reload with like a bunch of errors. Slider. It's a slider. Public slider. Health bar. I like D&D stories. Sorry, that was a little longer than I initially intended. I was like, oh man. But, yeah, so that happened. I don't know what the other groups did, That one's loud. That was probably a blast to like everybody's eardrums. Hold on. I'm gonna lower it slightly. Yeah, let me think. I'm wondering what other D&D... Because, like, again, I'm, like, intermediate, but I'm still, like, novice enough that things could go horribly and utterly wrong. Oh, you know what? Okay. I'll tell this one. This one's funny. Further into one of my older campaigns, we ended up just, I feel like I'm repeating with the music, but I know that I'm probably not. We ended up, in this group, we were finally able to basically stop the disease. We were trying to stop a particular disease from spreading. I know I talked about this a little bit last time, but it was part of my character's story. Basically, COVID before we knew COVID was a thing, because I planned in October, and it was revealed in the middle of COVID. So, and as we're into this town where the disease is kind of running rampant and alive, we're not sure what's going on. We go in, I'm like, okay, well, I don't have the cure, because we don't have the cure. We never get this freaking cure. And we're going into this town, and this thing, it's like a cloud, it's like a giant cloud, it's like whizzing around, it's like a swarm of bees, but like it's like a cloud, a disease cloud, and it's eating away at like life. Like one of our druids that was on that game goes over, tries to talk to the tree, tries to figure out what's going on. It's like, hey, are you okay? She's acting very soft about it. Acting soft. That's not the way I would describe it, but she's talking softly, and he's like, as this happens, the cloud rushes towards the tree, and she's like, oh, and she rolls, and she gets away before this thing can spot her, but it literally eats away at this tree, just shrivels up and goes away, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And we're sitting there, and we have to, like, figure out what's happening. And I don't remember, it was just an older town that we're, like, in, and as we're trying to figure out what essentially is happening, at one point we get swarmed by this cloud. We get swarmed by this cloud. And I'm like, no. And we're inside of it. And any of us could be diseased. Any one of us could be diseased at this point. I'm like, oh no. And someone coughs. And someone's gonna either die soon and infect everybody else. We don't know. It's airborne. So we're all trying to figure out who it is. We're not quite pointing fingers, but what's funny is that I think our DM anticipated us, or friendliest guy for now, anticipated us to fight. To do some inner fighting, start pointing fingers. No one did any of that. We were all silent. We were just gonna figure out who it was. There were no hard feelings, we all want to survive. Kind of stuck kind of together, but not quite enough. We're very friendly about it. And ooh, I just wasn't expecting what was happening next. I'm gonna jump back a little bit. A little bit before this even happened, I told the DM about how this character was, how a separate thing, separate from this disease thing, I decided to give my character dark abilities, because that's what I wanted. And I described the dark abilities in a very interesting sense where, like, they're not supposed to, you're supposed to be able to use them, but corruption happened. So they're not in a usable state right now. So, as he is, we hear more coughs and nobody's coughing, no one knows what's happening, no one fesses up, but everyone's just like, I don't care. Trying their best. You realize that the coughing is the cloud. No one has gotten infected. It's just inside the cloud. They're coughing, and I'm like, what does that mean? And my poor character. Oh, they sense the energy. Like a separate thing. And I don't remember what my character does. I don't remember how it happens. I think my character is about to, because it's kind of uncontrollable right now, so he starts kind of releasing it because he's a little paranoid. And word for word, Word for word. Like, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Word for word. This thing. I don't know what it was for. I don't understand why he decided this was the word choice. We all were taken aback. I was taken aback. We were all like, what the? The cloud goes, Papa? Question mark. Keep in mind. And I'm like, what? It was like, what? Chris like, did you? And one of the other paladin in our group was like, did you have kids? I'm like, I've never had any, what? And turns out part of my character's abilities were scattered in a very interesting way. They were scattered. There's like a second one. There's like part 1, part 2, and then I have another one. It's in 3 parts. I'm like, I didn't even come up with that. That wasn't even something that we came up with. And oh my gosh, as I guess whatever is happening, scattered in 3 parts. They're all separate. I basically have to put them back together. Is what happens. I'm trying to make it stay with us, even though that's probably not a good idea, or make it stay in the area. It ends up leaving anyway. Because now I'm a dad. And everybody was like, what the crud? And I'm like, what? Friendliest guy for now. And he's just... He was having so much fun. I could tell that. We were all just like, what the heck? In a good way, but it was a lot. I'm like, I'm a dad now. Which gets worse. It gets worse later on. Because another... yeah, no, it's a lot. And another race is like... What's it called? Another... Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. Another party, or another town that we go back to, ends up having to, like... They want to use it as a weapon. They want to use the energy that I have that's separate as a weapon, because it got in there and it's captured right now. There's a whole different issue that we're stuck on. We're still stuck on it. Now that I think about it, even though we're on hiatus, that's another point that we're stuck on. And we don't make it to to get there, because other shenanigans happened, and a character death happened. And I ended up switching characters, even though I'm going to bring them back. I switched characters. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Icon error. But I will turn the time to everybody. I'll describe more in detail another time, but I will turn time to everybody else. Do y'all have any cool, like, D&D stories? Like, just out of curiosity. Any super cool D&D stories that y'all got? Just, you don't have to describe very much, but you'd be like, oh yeah, this person rolled like a nat 20 on like this. But I just, I also like D&D stories. They are very fun. I barely coded a single thing I made on D&D. I'm gonna see if we can test to see if the health is at least working. What do you mean slider couldn't? Oh! I forgot something. I don't know if Artificial's still here. But basically, up here in the using area, I have to add all this stuff in here. I don't think I'm gonna leave out that one, because I was gonna put in system.io, but I don't think I'm using that for this one. So that'll be able to read it, because it's Unity UI is what the slider is, and it will not read. No? Why not? Why not? I put it in the wrong place. Alright, and it's gonna give me another error, because I just realized that I put the health bar, or I referenced it in movement. So Public player stats script. There we go. Because it's going to have no idea what I'm talking about if I don't put this, because it's going to give me another error. Spelled wrong. Okay. Alright, now we can move on. I don't know D&D stories, I just watch them and listen to my friends' stories. Interesting. I mean, I did that a lot before I played it too, so I was like, oh, I don't know much about what's going on, but I'll, I got more into it as time went on. Where did I didn't put anywhere weird, did I? PS.L. Oh, forgot that. That is totally cool if you don't have any. I just, like, Oh, what's your favorite D&D story you've heard, then? Like, if you don't have one, what's like, the one of, like, either, like, the funniest or, like, the craziest one you've heard from, like, your friends and whatnot? Let's see here. Alright, this should give me no errors this time. Come on. Yes! Okay. I'll clear this. Alright, let me make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay. Alright. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run... Oh my gosh. Okay. What? Are they both in there? They're both in there. I actually probably shouldn't do that. Have them both be in there. Oh. One other thing that I completely forgot about. Alright. Circle 2D Collider. Basic Physics. And... this trigger. Let's see if that works alone, because... I just don't want to have it put a rig body on every single one of these things. No, huh? Why is that? No. 1. Do an offset by like 0.5? No, other way. 2. And I'll do like another quick offset. That should do it. 0.1 probably. Do. So another. That's probably why. Okay. So this should ram in and we should have -1 health instead. This should not be possible right now, but we should have -1 health instead. Let's see here. There we go, and if I ram into it again, -2. -3. Oh, that's interesting. It does it. Okay. So that's working, so we have our health. Oh! Alright. How my friend the Dragonborn dodged every shot from something that could have killed him. Oh! Oh! Dodge. Dodge. It feels like the the DBZ abridged dodge, and it's just successful every single time. He learned the dodge, the successful movement of dodge. Dodge, dodge. Nice. Ah, it's nice. That's always nice when you're able to just dodge every single thing that comes your way. You're like, alright, we're going here, we're going there. Gone, gone, gone. All of that. It's always super nice to just evade shots. I think my especially when your AC is high, like your AC meaning just like your defense. So basically, my defense is like a 15. I never had it that high before, and I'm just like, 13 doesn't hit me. 14 doesn't hit me. I'm very much like, I can evade all these attacks. Y'all got nothing on me. 15 may not be saying much, but it's just, I don't know, it's just fun to have, I don't know, it's really fun to, like, this is on 40. It is super fun to have, when you just dodge every single attack, or when you land like a crit, basic. Oh, did I accidentally? Okay, that's what I did. Keep reading, this has to be, like, on, like, it just won't, like, you can't close the window, it just gotta be there. It just has to be there. Annoying sometimes, this thing. That's cool though, like, congrats to him though, like, it's, you never really get to dodge much in D&D, so it's just like, I get to dodge, finally. But I can tell you this, there have been moments where oh man, like, oh, that's right. It's worse though when your attacks are like low. And my poor ranger could only aim half the time. I don't know what it was. Same character, by the way, with the dark power conundrum. I don't know what it was. Half the time he just would not aim correctly. Half my rolls were just like whoosh, whoosh, just non-rolling anything. You just couldn't roll anything. You could not roll a single... I was like, man. And then I get a druid that's an archer, and somehow he can actually aim. I'm like, why? They've even, well, I'm not gonna say anything. I won't say anything. If Ragnarok is here, actually, there's a way to... Byte said that there was a way that you could check people who are in chat. I don't know how you do that. He said, well, so I doesn't bring up being dead. Oh, the Dragonborn? Oh, man. Or are you talking about my character? Like, oh, man. That's probably the Dragonborn. Yeah, Brink of Dying, man. That's tough. I think that was the sorcerer yesterday. She was just like, always on the brink of death. I'm like, come back to us. Come back to us. Oh, man. Yeah, that's tough when it's just like, when you just, like, cannot, being on the brink of death is never fun. Let me put this down here before I forget. Oddly enough, none of my characters have ever been on the brink of death before, but I feel like there have been moments where I've been like, we're getting close. We're getting real close here. We're getting really close to being on the brink of death. Those are fun. Those are always fun characters, because you at least know, like, are they gonna die today? Are they gonna die tomorrow? You never know. Like, the fun thing about having the, my ranger character was just like, you never know when he was gonna do something really good, or if he was gonna mess up something terribly. He was such a my poor tiefling baby, man. My poor tiefling, just lawful neutral, just wanted things to be normal. He just wanted to find his mom. Glass cannons, yes. They could break, but they are very powerful. Glass cannons. Probably what they're called, huh? I don't think one thing about me that I've learned about D&D is that despite me liking the game, right? I like the game. But for the life of me, I cannot absolutely cannot, like, understand, like, building stats. Like, it's not like I don't, it's not like I can't, I'm just like, you know, I'm a lot more into, like, the roleplay aspect of it than I am just the natural, like, what happens in the game. Or, you know, combat and whatnot. So it's just always, like, interesting, to just see, like, all the, and it's normally, okay, it's normally the guys. Normally it's the guys, but they're like, yes, and then you can build that, so you have that stacked, then you have this stacked on top of that, and then you have that on top of that. And here's the thing, though. It's not annoying or anything like that. It's just interesting to see them do that, and then when they tell you, too, like, I get it now, like, I do get it, but when they tell you, too, you're just like, especially if it's, like, really crazy, you're like, wow, I would not have the energy to do that. You came up with that, man. Okay, that's, like, genuinely amazing. I would not have the energy to do that. Understand everything you're saying, but holy mackerel. No stamina to do any of that. Oh, man. I don't know. It makes me happy that they're that dedicated to all of that, but I could not. I could not do that. Alright. This is reading at 0 then. I'm gonna change that really fast, because otherwise we're gonna get a game over. I should just have a game over screen thingy. Alright, I'm gonna figure out where, hopefully it doesn't pop up both of them. I'm gonna figure out where this other one is in here. I'm in the wrong folder already. Okay, let's... I have a feeling I probably would end up making... I probably would make at some point if I'm like really like, alright, it's gonna be an interesting campaign, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna build this character. But normally it's just roleplay, so I'll make it a challenge for myself. I'll do like the next time I do another character, I'll do stats and roleplay, so we have them balanced. Lexemi, hello! Thank you for the lurk. Thank you for the lurk. I am glad you are here. Feel free to always chime in chat at any point. But fun to see that you were lurking. I'm glad you were here. Oh, I should probably explain. We are currently coding. I just finished the health bar. I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. But then we're gonna do just a basic. We're gonna make probably some of the bag items today, and then we're gonna save the bag again with the bag items in them instead. So that's what we're doing today, just to give you the 411. I also told them about yesterday's D&D. I will tell you that later. But about how yesterday's D&D went, I'll just say this: chaotic. Forgot how to prepare spells. Creepy people we had to tackle and verse and duke it out with. Icon also. How was your? Well, you're lurking. When you come back, let me know how your week has been. And, oh, how things went, at Requiem. Let me come back here. They went out to a fancy... Welcome back! Welcome back, Artificials. I just finished making, our character ran into an enemy, so right now we're just doing the, I'm just fine-tuning the health script, just to double-check. Okay, that really is... Yeah, Luxemi is currently lurking. Hopefully things have been... Yeah, hopefully her week's been good, but she is currently lurking. Let me see. Why am I narrating the fact that she's lurking? Oh, man. Okay. Alright, this is 2. So 1, 2, and then we've got, this would be health. Let's save that as 10 instead. So we have that. Oh, max health is 0? No. Max health is not 0. Is it actually read max health? Wait. Okay, no. Never mind. That probably would have given me an error. Okay. These are all fine. Alright, so we'll fine-tune that. And then what we'll do here... I'll put it in game... Where's the game behavior script? Let me open that. Oh, it's calibrating data. Okay, so let me quickly... It's a weird way I said that. That was not... Why did I say it like that? Okay. Oh, everything's in the... Good to know! Everything is in the game script. Artificials, thank you for the lurk. I will be explaining code as we go along. But thank you for the lurk. Feel free to chime in whenever you... when I come back and chime in. But thank you for the lurk. Alright, I'm gonna make the game over script really quickly. Make this really, really quick. And let's make a public game object game over panel like so, and I have a feeling I'll have to use the UI, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, next time I do a campaign for sure, I would definitely do, I'll have it so that I can make it also stats, because I am bad at stats in general. So I will do the game over at, I'm not, you can tell. Alright, set active. What I'm gonna do here, not false, true. You know, game over panel basically displays, and then I'll do void. We'll do a restart. There's a consequence for restarting, though. I forgot what that consequence is. We'll just make it dismiss for now. Okay. Whatever the consequence is here, I'll probably be more later. Consequence here. And then I'll put void dismiss. So that whatever the I'll put the panel in here. Game panel type. Okay. So panel type going to be set active to false instead. Okay, so we have that, and so now what we can do is we can put gs.game over here so that it calls this. I'm assuming that has that in there. Okay. Yep, it's got that. It's at the top here. I'll put these objects together so that I know these are just scripts together. Scripts, comment that. Yeah, so we've got that in here. If the health is equal to 0, we did set the health to 10. And hopefully we get no errors when I go back. Alright, I don't see anything. It's gotta load. Alright. Everything looks good. That's weird, because the minimum is... Health is 10. Why is she down health? It's pretty weird. That's not good at all. Why is the value 8? Strange. Alright, so I'm gonna ram into this a few times. Just ram into it again. Ram into it again. Do that. And then that. So I'm gonna ram into this legitimately just 10 times of ramming myself into this. Yep, and it tried to call it, but it couldn't because we didn't assign anything. Which is absolutely fine. Alright, so do a brand new panel. Probably would be easier to have it do the whole screen, actually. So we'll call this the game over panel. Alright. I'm gonna quickly make text for this. Speedrun text making. And then I'm gonna add one more thing here. Alright, we'll make this hint. Go for hint text. Hint. Do that so that it's lined up. And then what we're gonna do, I'll put in a brand new button. So there are more buttons here. It's gonna have infinite buttons, I swear. So we'll do restart, because right now that's all we can do. We don't have a main menu. I just deleted it, didn't I? Okay. And then... Okay. That should be fine. Clear that. Oh. I'll make this non-interactable also. We'll just attach this to the... Where is it? Game object? I forget how I name this because there are two different names, either code object or script object. Okay. And then it'll be the game over panel. Because we don't have a pure restart, we just have that. Alright, there we go. Alright, now that we have all of that, alright, we got all of that. So now, we will just pretend... I wonder if that'll do anything weird. Okay, I'm gonna do something a little stupid here. We'll just make the health go to 0. We'll enter it. Maybe that didn't do anything. Maybe that's because it's set in stone here. That's probably why. Oh, because if I set it outside of this, it's probably going to be Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, there we go. And then it'll dismiss for the meantime. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, I probably actually want it on restart now that I think about it. I probably do want it on restart, actually. Okay. Alright, what I'm gonna do, really quickly... Alright, and we'll do dismiss. And we'll just put the game over panel here. So that way, not super worried about it. And then just realized I could probably use this for the other project too. Talk about the other project. This is just this, because I know someone asked. Well, okay. In another person's stream, I talked about, oh, I'm doing another coding project for a class I'm taking. It's not a coding assignment, but it's like I'm coding for the assignment. So they're like, oh, are you going to release it? And I'm like, I don't know if I even can do that, just because, like, you know, school rules and whatnot, but like, I figured I probably can. It's more than likely. Only thing about it though is that, like, subject matter is interesting, so what I'm gonna do, I don't mean in like a, like I can't show it, it's more like a, this is, this is not normally what I would, I don't know, I don't want to be, it's not really a part of what stuff I'm aiming for, in terms of what this game is. Basically like a tiny, tiny mini game. Yeah, that's basically what it is. And what it essentially is supposed to do is all you're doing is running away from a person. That's essentially all you're doing, is you're just running away from somebody. You have to evade, you have to hide, and just evade them from looking at you, or finding you out, and all of that stuff. So essentially it's like a run and hide kind of deal. And if you get to a certain checkpoint, like, you can... That's basically it. It's supposed to be short. I'm not putting that much effort, or... Let me word that a little differently. I'm making this very simple, is what I'm trying to say. Not that I'm not putting that much effort, because I am. It's the reason I'm not making any other progress off stream for Genevieve, because I'm doing that. Wording is just horrible with me. But basically, I'm making it very simple. Will I release it? I'd probably do it, but I'd probably reskin it to basically have it be something else. I'm probably going to use it for something else. I'll just reskin everything and use it for something else, because that's all code that I made that I could probably use. Minigame will probably be free, because I use it for a project. But basically, I don't... Because one thing that that at least at my school, my professors, I know for a fact, sometimes will have example projects of stuff that, at least for this class, I'll have example projects of stuff that students have done for their specific projects, because it's a little more freeform, and they'll either use it or have links to it or whatever. And I have a feeling it could get used. Like, it could end up being a link or a thing or an icon or whatever. But sorry. Oh my gosh. But basically, I am not typing at all. Basically ends up being a, you know, it could be like someone knows that I've done this and they could link my information to that. So I'm not in the mood to do that. So I'm reskinning the whole thing. So you can't tell. I'm adding extra stuff too. Probably add extra functions because it'll be like freeform. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. I've been coding just offline, just not other code. It has still taken my time. It still takes a minute to do. I'm just making the project super simple. Unlike Genevieve, that I'm not making too simple, but simple enough. So. Yep. I don't think I have to test that. I'm not gonna test that in particular. But I think we have it basically for health. But what I am gonna do is, I'm not worried about loading the save point, but we should actually, okay. I'm gonna put this here. Temp, do, load last save instead. That's temporary, so I can just test things. So where am I? Oh man. But yeah, that project will, like, if I post it, it'll be reskinned, so I'll be like, this project was originally for this, I've reskinned it. Because I'm like, alright. It's like, just in case the professor decides to use it, I don't want my real name thrown out there for everybody to see, so. So, you know, gotta be careful. Being as careful as I possibly can. That's right, it's a purse. That's why I probably deleted it. But, okay. 3 strings. Purse, pockets, toy box. That'll probably also mean that that'll be interesting to move stuff from pockets to purse. Right now it's just a string. But we'll do void awake. This will be completely separate from just our general. This way it's just called as soon as it activates as opposed to whenever the frame is. So the difference between these is just like this activates first frame and then this activates as soon as it's it's active. So what we will do is I'm going to call a bunch of for loops, which is essentially just iterating it for a certain amount of times up until we have not what I want though. I just realized that. I'm probably gonna want that for a find function. Alright, void. Alright, we'll do find item instead. We'll do string item name, and what we're gonna do, I'll just move this into here. We'll do purse I dot purse I is equal to item name. Then we'll do a bool for found. Oh man. I feel like I should be much more of an energetic character if I'm gonna pull off the funky music here. You know what? I'll let you know right now that for goals, just FYI, The emotes will not be the only thing you'll be, just for, you know, affiliate and whatnot. It won't just be, you know, the, as you can see, it will not just be the, you know, just the emotes. I do have another surprise. It does involve, visuals. That's all I will say. That is all I'm going to say involving that. So you don't get any more than that. But I probably should have better. I feel like my avatar is kind of lame right now, just because I made it super quickly. I'll probably remake the avatar at some point. Little PNG. There's probably gonna be another. Yeah, I'm in toy box. Step by step. The only problem is I don't know what I'm gonna put for. Alright, I'm gonna make one more script here in a second. Only thing is, I'm not sure how I'm going to. Ooh, how would I do this? Alright, we'll call this. Alright, I'm going to go elsewhere and borrow some. I'm gonna go to a different project and borrow some code for a second. Oh my gosh. Okay, not gonna lie though, just gonna gush about the music here for a minute, but Sonic Rush music, like legit, is like one of the coolest music tracks I've heard out of a Sonic game. I don't know what it is. It's just, it is. Like when I played it, like I was just like, what is this? Like I just want to dance instead of doing this. Oh. Did I? Oh no! Thank you for telling me. I had no idea. Oh, I thought I switched it. Oh my gosh. Thank you, you're a good person. Hi! Thank you and welcome for coming. I had like no clue. Oh my gosh. I thought I changed that. Okay. Well, I changed it now, so it should be different now. But yeah, that should be good now. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I had it under art instead of. Oh wow. Thank you, you're a good person. Thank you. Hello and welcome. How have you been? Oh man, thank you for that. Like let me know if something is weird, like please. I appreciate it to the moon and back. Just like volume's down, sound is off. Not like, cause last stream was so scuff. For like an hour and a half, I ended up just not having any audio. I ended up having to be silent for that stream, but I just forgot. I forgot music. I forgot. And it's the only other sound that happens, so I was just like, oh my gosh, there's no music! After an hour in, I'm like, oh. So, very, very helpful. Super duper helpful. How did this go? Oh, it's just... Okay, alright. We're gonna do something a little different here. Going to make a namespace called Jenny Items. And so that'll be our namespace. And we're just going to create classes in here. Public class item. Yeah, none of these have any weird parentheses things or whatever. Okay, so private string name, and then private string description. This is as temporary as it's going to get, because I do not remember. There are some things I do have to look up with C++, just like in general, but I will... This was super new to me when I was like trying to learn it. I'm like, what is... How do I create classes again? This is just basically could create an item class, hold all our items and stuff. So... Alright, this is a pretty common coding practice. A lot of coders tend to just make it the same name and then put this. So this is referring to the private string and then the description. And I guess it is technically good coding practice to have gets. I don't know. I've just ended up making everything public. I probably shouldn't do that, but it is on me. Alright, so get name. We'll just return the name. Probably so we don't have to deal with variables and stuff like that and look back at it. You know what? That's probably what we gotta do. We don't need set name, but we'll do get description. That's probably why, because of all the... Because we're not dealing with variable names, now that I think about it. That is why. For this specifically, I will do good coding practice and do that. So that this, when we go to item manager, we can just put in this. Alright, and then using items. There we go. Perfect. Oh, I probably would have to make these all brand new. To talk about. I think it's much harder to like... I'm starting to realize it's much harder to do like program and talk than like do art and talk. It's because I've been doing art for longer, it just feels more natural. Because I've technically been doing art since I've been in high school, but you know, CS major and all of that, so it's more natural, and it just feels so weird to like try and do all of this. Like, it's like gaining a new skill. I will figure out how to make this my new skill of talking and figuring this out at the exact same time. Okay. Do that. Alright, so that's set to get name. So that's good. I'm wondering now. So we've got the pockets and toy box. I'm gonna need a start panel. I'm gonna need another set of buttons again. So, oh, I set stuff up in the background and I just don't see it. Okay, let's see here. I think what else? In terms of just like everything, I guess. Oh, it'll probably depend on the game status script if the items are. Okay, let me do some bulls here. Blick, bull, purse on, blick, bull, toy box. Oh, maybe I'll just say on. Because I don't think at any point was a toy box gonna be taken away. That'd be pretty strange. Just an entire box of toys is gone. Just a whole box. How do you hide a gigantic toy box is what I want to know. Alright, and so we'll put here if... Alright, if gs dot person, then we'll load the purse. And then toy box on does the same thing. Load toy box. We may just be coding the bag for the entire duration of the stream. It is fine. Load pockets. Perfect. I'm jumping a lot here. How do I do this? How would I do this? So, alright, I'm just gonna do the same stream reader and whatnot. While I am doing that, I guess I could tell y'all a really cool story while we are here. Figure just something kind of small. Let me think. Oh. Some things that I have kind of noticed, like, just in general, my siblings, man. I don't remember if this was during the stream or after the stream or whatever have you. Actually, this might have been during Byte's stream in particular. Let me shout him out really fast. So during, I believe this was Tuesday. This had to be during his stream. There's no way it could have not been during his stream. Or this was Wednesday. I'll shout him out anyway. Either way, probably during Byte's stream, more than likely. He also does game development. He's creating a Pomu game, but he's also working on his website right now. You can check him out if y'all would like. Wednesday or Tuesday, probably during either somebody's stream or during my stream, Byte's stream, I end up trying to, like, what's the best way I can describe this? I end up, like, I come back, and I go back to wherever my siblings are. My siblings, I don't know what the heck they're doing. One of my sisters is on the floor. And I'm like, what is she doing? And my other younger sister is just laughing her head off. I'm trying to figure out what's happening, and I'm like, okay, what this is about? What are we laughing about here for? My sister's like, alright, get on the ground. I'm like, what? Get on the ground. I'm like, okay. And she gets on the ground, or whatever. And, or I get on the ground. I'm like, okay, what am I doing? And my younger sister's like, alright, do some push-ups. Alright, just demonstrate how you do push-ups. And, it's like, 1, 2, and then she goes to my other younger sister. She's like, see? That's how you do them. How can you not do them? And like stand up. It turns out, I guess my other sister does push-ups weird. Like she can't do a full one. I'm not sure what the cause was or anything, but I remember just sitting back up because I just needed water. That's all I was down there for. I just needed water. I was just like, okay. And I'm laughing. I'm like, oh my gosh. And she demonstrates, and they're both arguing, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And I'm like, wow. Okay, all right, well, whatever's happening. And it's funny because those two, they're very much the definition of like I don't know if y'all have seen Psych, but it's very much a Sean and Gus dynamic. My younger sister taking the Sean approach, and my other younger sister taking the Gus approach. Just very much just. Oh my gosh. Actually, they both could be like two Seans arguing at each other. It could be that way. And so today, before I get set up for stream, I'm like going back and forth downstairs. I'm like, okay. And I guess they were playing Sims or something. That's what they're doing. They're playing Sims. And they're looking at, I guess they're showing each other their like accounts or something. And they're like, okay. These are, they start arguing back and forth about about the houses, and they're like, we can't, they're trying to figure out, at this point, like, they're checking out each other's houses, they're like, trying to figure out, like, ooh, the one sister we'll call Gus. I had to look over because even my other sister was like, what in the world? Just absolute mayhem. Just all of her poor Sims are, what's the best way to describe this? All of her poor Sims are like, they're poorer. I'll put it that way. They're poorer, basically. What? Hello? Hello, Ava. I can't pronounce that. Ava Didya. Hello! Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. How are you? Fine, oh well. It was fine, oh well. Good to hear. I'm from Luxemi's channel. Nice! Wait a second. Is she live right now? I didn't think about that. She might have gone live right now. She is live. Ah, gotcha. I'm like, I feel like I've seen your username, even though I'm like, that makes sense. Thank you so much. Tell Luxemi I said hi. Actually, what's she doing right now? Hello. Oh, hello. Cosmic Does TV. Hello, how are you? Did she give me a shout out? Is that what's happening? I know. Are you also Cosmic? Are you also from Luxemi's stream? I didn't realize. No, I came here from nice. Luxemi. Didn't realize. Oh, you didn't. You probably didn't. Maybe it was just us streaming at the same time. What am I doing? I'm coding my very first game. Not the first time I've made like games before, but coding my very first like public game. It's called Genevieve. It's gonna be like a mystery. Oh, I could learn some programming from you, which is so necessary for me. Yes. If I'm assuming you must be like either a coding major in a coding class or something. Don't worry. I will try to as I go along. But basically, it's gonna be a mystery, slight horror. I'm not a big fan of horror, but just a slight horror, like little mystery. I wouldn't call them not an RPG, just like an exploration game, basically. Premise is like your little girl. I'm learning Python and C# in the future. Nice. Oh, and then Idia says, I've been in IT for years, but programming has become a necessity. Ooh. I'm not sure. Oh, which stuff would you need for IT? I'm not sure which programming you would need for IT. I don't know if C# is helpful. Maybe Java? Maybe something else. Struggle programming in the past. Yeah, it tends to be that way. But it's nice that y'all are learning programming. That's so cool. Like, is it just... Oh, Cosmic, is that like for school or like for a job or just for funsies? Hobby. Nice, nice. That is good. Any programming language is fine when you understand one. Yeah, no, yeah, that's basically how it normally is. Rest of logic's fine. That's normally how it is, just in general. I ain't even in high school. Ooh! Oh, wow! Okay. Doing it while you are here. Nice, nice. I know most of the basics, yeah. Yeah, as long as you got the basics, you'll be able to figure everything out. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm going through both of you. You're both purple, so I know you're not. I know that was Cosmic. You're in your 20s. That's cool. Don't worry, I'm reading both y'all because y'all are both like a purple color. So I know I'm not saying who says what, but not anymore. Are you? Not anymore. Like you're like very close shades on my end. So maybe that's just how it reads for me. But both of y'all welcome in. Oh, now you are. You're red now. Thank you. That helps me a lot. Let me. Sorry, I'm gonna quickly just. Oh, you didn't? It just did it on its own? I wonder why. I didn't say no to saying welcome. Me especially for cybersecurity and penetration testing. Okay. I feel like I missed something. It's alright. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But welcome, both of you. Welcome. Since you are both here. Yeah, especially for cybersecurity. Yeah, cybersecurity is going to be rough. I haven't done anything cybersecurity wise. It's still in school, but penetration testing. Not familiar with that. What is penetration testing? I'm assuming that's how I'm pronouncing it. Hopefully I'm not pronouncing it wrong. So thank you both of you for being here. Let's see. I will do... Oh. I'm going to master's degree for my cybersecurity and information assurance. Nice. I'm just looking for a project to do. I've been bored. Gotcha. Well, let me think. Games are normally a good place to start, but writing simple scripts... Oh, you know what? Well, that may not be so simple. Maybe not simple, but one way to really get started is to like... One thing that I did when I was first going into like my CS classes is I ended up... there was a point where I just started making like a cute little like game script of just like if-else's, classes, and whatnot. Just like a program that I would like want to write, like whether that's like a pretend shop script, like in a shop for a shopping cart, or a like for a game script where you're just making stuff for a game. Because what I did is I just made like a really quick, cute little game script. It was not done, but it was like a text game script. That was all I made. It was before I knew how to make Windows and all that. Alright. Penetration testing is finding and exploiting vulnerabilities in apps, firewalls, networks, websites, etc. Hacker does it, and then making security recommendations to remove vulnerabilities. Nice. Nice. Wow. Alright, so basically testing to make sure everything's good. Cool. Well, hopefully I can help motivate you in that. Essentially a hack. Pretty much. Alright. I make text-based games since I ain't want to learn any graphics. Graphics libraries right now. Oh, graphics libraries. I don't think you have to learn graphics libraries, but... I think you just mean art in general, huh? I was just watching vids on hacking. Sometimes it just is like that. Sometimes you just stumble upon something, you're like, ooh, what is this? What have I stumbled into? Sorry, I haven't been... Yeah, once chat gets going, I kind of forget to code a little bit. But don't worry about interrupting me or anything. Graphics let you put graphics into a window, but yeah, can't draw. Ah, gotcha. I get it. Code editor, yeah. That makes sense. Just like the basic window and all of that. Totally gotcha on that. Yeah, graphic windows, that could get a little tricky. That could get kind of tricky. But, you know, I think as long as, you know, doing research on it, I think is just going to be the best thing. But, oh, you're asking about a code editor. I'm sorry. This is Unity. I'm using a Visual Studio. That is a code editor. It came with Unity. But Unity is basically what I'm using. Let me show my... It's probably going to give me errors, but let me show what I've got here. So this is Unity. This is what I'm making the game in. The code editor is Visual Studio, but I'm making it in Unity, which is like a game engine. These are all placeholders. All placeholders. I will make the art later. Art is like towards the end. But basically all my scripts are in this assets codes file, and I'm just making code for it right now. I do have some stuff working, but not everything is working. It's probably going to give me an error because I just stopped coding stuff and I just saved it. But essentially just testing like a lot of the basic functions right now. Just barely starting out is what we're doing in this. All right. You also use VS Code. I just put it in dark mode. I found out there was a dark mode for it, and I was like, yes, dark mode. I need that. Oh, no, wait. You mean Visual Studio Code. There's a difference. I forgot. Because I can make it look nice. Yeah, no, that one you can make look nice, but I guess Visual Studio, like the regular one, has dark mode. Yeah. Don't worry. I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot. I'm like, there's Visual Studio, there's Visual Studio Code. It's just two of them. Completely forgot. I gotcha, though. I gotcha. But, yeah, it is... There are so many different ones, too. Like, just, like, in general. Let me think. Because, yeah, I've used Visual Studio Code a little bit. I'm not as familiar with it. Visual Studio is technically what I started out with in terms of school and whatnot, because they had us use that. But I only had a MacBook. Just got off work, in my car. Oh, friendly Sky for now. Hello. Hello. I didn't know you got here. Hey. I'll be on for a little bit longer. I won't be on too much longer, but like, thank you for coming by. Thank you. But yeah, lots of stuff. Because I was a Mac person, I ended up using Xcode. Xcode is really good for debugging, and we were using C++ at the time, so you know, close enough. But within that like time period, I ended up learning just how to use both of them. I ended up sticking to Xcode, but the only problem is my MacBook wasn't up to par. Best way I can describe, basically I was basically using a MacBook Air to code with a bunch of different files on it, and if you're doing programming and art and all this stuff, you just have a bunch of programs on your thing, and you don't have any room for anything. So I ended up having to basically get a whole other computer because it just, like, I could barely do anything. So it was a mess. Oh man. So yeah, just a lot of having to figure that out and doing all of that. So yeah. Visual Studio and Xcode are like the main two, and then that's right, I know Java, but that's from school. Java's okay, but like I didn't like the class. Or professor was great, class was difficult. I feel like I would have liked the class more if I would have taken it at a different time. But you know, it is what it is. And I don't know, I just didn't like it. Me with programming in general. No, I get it. Like, one thing that one of my professors, like, early on, one of my professors told me, like, something that sticks with me just in general. It stuck with me even to now, because it lets me know that I like programming. It's just, sometimes it can just get difficult. And that thing was, like, if you love programming, like, even after the process is over, you're gonna like what you've made at the end of the day. If you're like, man, I gotta do this again, then it's probably you're gonna hate programming. It's a very much a love or hate relationship. It's one or the other. I can tell what side of the fence you're on. So, and it's not to discourage anybody who's like new to it or like wants to try it out, but again, it's very like love or hate is what I've heard. Honestly, I have PTSD. I would have definitely benefited from getting a mental health medication before. Oh no. Okay, I believe that, to be fair, because the coding classes can get intense in general. Coding classes just can get intense in general. Object behavior. I need object behavior. That's what I need. Yeah, coding classes can just get intense, because there are some classes, I don't know if it's the same in every school, but they've got some like weeder classes to like weed out people who like, at least in college, not to scare anybody, but in college, they have got those weed out classes that basically weed out the people. It's caused me much distress. I wasn't bad at it. I was actually pretty good. And then at a certain turn, I have a break. Okay, legit. Like, I know that, and I think I know why. There's always that one bug that you can never figure out, and it's due the day of, and you're trying to figure out where it is, and you gotta turn it in, and it's buggy, and all this mess. It's just, it's very much, my friends are very confused. Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse. Oh, no. No. That's much worse. Like, you know, your own bugs, I get. You know, I get that. But, the professor should not be confused 24/7. Like, there are moments where even the professors are like, wait a minute, what am I doing here? There's a bug here. But, no, they should not be confused all the time. That's not fun. That is not good. No. Yeah, I could see, like, bugs in combination with that. Yeah. They would stop talking to me after class, talk to me about it, and I'm like, sorry, I don't know what to say. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You know. It happens. You know. At the very least, you know, it's not like, what I'll say is this. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but what I'll say is this. At least with this job, it's not a grade, you know, you're probably not going to be the only one who's trained on it, so you'll at least have, like, help. Hopefully it won't be as stressful, if you know what I mean. But I don't know. I feel like once you're in the job and they know, okay, this person has certain things here, and, you know, everyone knows how to do this, and we can all help each other out, you know, I at least hope that's the case. I at least hope your boss is nice and understands all that, you know. Or your coworkers too, you know, your coworkers too, because that could make things rough. So, you know, I hope it's at least a more fair environment. So you're kind of somewhat learning at your own pace, is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully I don't bring back any flashbacks or anything. That's all I'll say on that. That's right. Object behavior script is what I'm trying to figure out. This could be a good place to stop, though. I'll make the object behavior script. Yeah, generally everyone is pretty nice at my organization. That's good. That at least, you know, you've got cushion, you've got room. It will not be the same. You're not dealing with professors, you're not dealing with grades, everything's gonna be A-okay. I hope that you get through, like, I don't know how many programming streamers you are watching, but I hope that we can all, like, help and make it fun, because here's the thing. I think programming is very fun when you know what you're doing and things are... When you've got the motivation to do it, more than likely. Just you for now. I didn't think about following other programming streamers. Yeah, there are quite a few of them. Yeah, I don't want to overwhelm anybody, just... Because there are quite a few. I have them on my suggested channels list, but one person I recommend... Maybe... Although, right now he's working on websites. That could be a good... Although, the preface is, I've got a really good coder streamer who I regularly watch. Right now, though, he is working on a website, but he's using a gaming engine to do it. That's the caveat of this. It's not like an HTML, CSS, all of that. He's using a gaming program to make it, which I was like, every person who's come in and been like, what? You're using a gaming thing to make this? Hello? You know? It doesn't seem as difficult. He's doing a lot of art for it. It's looking really good right now, all the functionality and whatnot. The one thing, I don't know, that's just something that I'm very much like, what the heck? How? Okay. Oh, the object name will probably bring me to it instead. I should probably set that. Yeah, it's very much like a what the heck, but here's the deal. I'm gonna shout him out if you want. Shouting him out for like the 10th time, it's gonna be like, what is she doing? Why are you shouting me out so much? Did I spell this correctly? Did I spell this correctly? Let me see here. I shut him out one other time. Yeah, another programmer streamer that I watch. Cause he's making a game, and then he's also building a website. So, wait, what? Yeah, he's building a website. I'm just trying to find his info. Just cause I almost misspelled the name. But here he is. You can follow him if you'd like. He is another programming streamer. I recommend. He's a pretty cool guy to talk to. He's doing a lot of art stuff with the site, so it's a lot more arty than programming, but, you know, just some building blocks to get used to, and just, you know, just so you have more, like, exposure and, like, options and things like that. Just, you know, making things fair, making things fun. You know, I like to, you know, like to do that when I can. Another one, they're fun though. They've got like a whole Oh, that's a pretty gathered chat, though. Let's just start out with, I'll recommend more if you'd want. But yeah, thank you for following him. Yeah, he's a cool dude. That might be a little more intense, though. I'll recommend more if you'd like, but I know, like, 2 others. It's okay, I don't... It's alright if you don't want to follow anymore. I'm just, you know, one step at a time. I get it. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Also for Cosmic as well, he's a cool dude. He streams regularly on, like, Tuesdays and Thursdays, so... I think Chu's just fine. Don't worry about it. But you've got a cool dude who's a little bit more on the chill side. Not as much programming, a little more artsy, but still, like, at least right now. He can program, but he's doing a lot of art for the site right now. So, you know, just some interesting stuff to think about. Because it's also for Cosmic as well. He's a cool dude. Recommend everybody go follow. I think... Oh, what I should do... I gotta create a base object. For all of them? Do I dare create a base object for all of them? I'd rather just have just like an object thing and then make the sprite different. That's probably what I'll end up doing. Yeah, that'll probably be easiest. So I'll just make a thing. I will call it public. Let's call it public main object. I need to make this a game object because if I don't specify the variable, it's going to be a long day. Alright. Got that. I think it's practice that really gets me. Like reading material for school, avoidance is always there. Yeah, that can happen. I wonder what I could... That's probably why videos are easier, because you're just like, oh, I'm learning with the person as they go along. Because I also, like... I don't know... This is something that's mentioned in Trash... The podcast Trash Taste, if any of you guys have seen that. I swear it's mentioned there. I swear Joe is a programmer, and it's basically an anime podcast, but they don't talk about anime. And one of the guys on there is a programmer, and he says like, there's always like, he mentioned that there's like people who know how to code and the people who don't know how to code, but know like all the logistics and variable and like definitions, variables. I'm on the side where I'm like, I know how to program. But for the life of me, I cannot tell you half the definitions of what I'm doing. I know how the techniques work. I would just not be able to give you a definition at all. I wouldn't give you a single definition for any of it. I'd just be like, oh yeah, there's a technique where you can do this, and there's a technique where this happens, there's a technique where that happens. I wouldn't be able to give you all the definitions. Try this podcast, but that doesn't last long. Yeah, this one's 2 hours. They don't talk about programming often, but it's just like an anime podcast. They mention it like briefly. It's like a few seconds snippets. But they're normally pretty entertaining. They're like one of the biggest podcasts on YouTube, if that's I think they've got a Twitch channel. I think about it. They've got a Twitch channel, I completely forgot. I don't want to shout them out, though. Because that'd be kind of awkward. Because I don't know what... They do... I'll link their YouTube, but I won't link their Twitch. Just because, like... That'd be weird for, like, a shout-out. Sorry, music got paused. Completely forgot. Trash Taste. You can try it out if you'd like. Just because, like, they're a really good podcast. Like, I've even had problems sitting through podcasts, and they're normally pretty good. Thank you for your help. You're so sweet. Oh, no problem. Like, again, it's just an anime podcast. It's not like a programming podcast. It's just an anime one. But I don't know. It's just a cute little. It's not cute. They've got a lot of subscribers, but it's only reason I found out these people even had a podcast is because like it's basically like people that I know in the anime realm that I'm like, what they have when did they make a podcast? And it was like their first one, so I was just like, oh, this is brand new. I haven't seen too many of the episodes, but their podcasts are always interesting. Let me turn the music back on. They've always got interesting stuff going on in that podcast. I'm just like, what are they doing this time? The heck are they doing? Oh, man. Oh, man. I've got errors, too. Where are they getting that from? Okay. Public game status script. Because I'm going to forget to do that. Oh. That's right. I've got to have certain stuff on a certain side of the thing. That's probably for the find, actually. Yep. Yep, as I suspected. I gotta switch how these are, and then I'll just do this. Did I switch scenes? Okay. Alright, something that you all should know. I am technically working off of one monitor. Oh man, I like with art streams it's easy because I can just go on my iPad and do whatever I need to on my iPad, but as soon as I know. I am working on that slowly. I didn't think I'd need a second monitor for this, but now I'm like, for streaming, solely for streaming, I need a second monitor. Solely for streaming, I need a second monitor. I will work on it. I'm working on it. Solely for streaming. Everything else I've managed. Like, literally, like, solely for coding streaming, I needed a second monitor. My boyfriend's stream is 3 monitors. I would figure why. Just like let me think. Well, you've got to have OBS open. The game's got to be on, and then maybe for something else. Who knows what that's for? Listen, I'll do 2. I'm planning on starting a stream in 2 weeks. I have 2 ooh, nice. You've got 2 monitors? Yeah, nah. This was a little more impromptu, but I really didn't think I need a second monitor just because of the iPad, but here we are. Oh man, how often do you stream if you don't mind me, like, or are you starting streaming, or are you just... I know I need a second one. I know I need a second one. It'll be... What? Oh, you're starting. Nice. Nice. I hope, like, it goes well. Like, I'll be sure... Here's what I'll do. I'll follow back, and I will keep an eye out. Literally, my catchphrase. I will keep an eye out. So... As I said, all my friends and streamers, I could use some more game friends. No, you don't need... No, listen, I'm always like, new streamers, I will go ahead and... Because when you're first streaming, like, your first stream is always nerve-wracking, because you're like, is anybody gonna show up? Do I, like... Can I figure out, like, okay, how do I do this? All the controls for this. It's kind of a pain to, like, be worried about that every stream. So, or, like... Especially on your first one when you're like, is this gonna work out? Oh, I know they'll all show up. All my friends hit that follow button so quick. Oh man. Like, it's always like, you know, the more support the better, especially since it's like the first stream. Like, it's always just good to support the streamers that are around. So I like doing that. Especially with with people who were working in software. I'm like, ah, man, let's see. I was like, I didn't even start yet. Why? Because people are excited. Like, for example, I'll give them a shout out. While we're here. I miss their stream, though. But I forget their name and everything. Let me do a different Twitch dashboard really quickly. I just need to see. Yeah, she is streaming right now. I didn't know. And she's doing Yakuza. Anyway, that's probably not spelled right. There is a person that I didn't know who was starting streaming. I had no clue. It was in Lexemi's Discord. I was like, who is this person? Yeah, it was in Lexemi's Discord. I'm like, who is this person? Let me toss, because the little rascal shouted them out first. And I forgot SO. Hold on. Yeah, little rascal shouted them out first. And what ended up happening was I don't remember why I was busy that day. I just remember being like, I just need to stay back and not do anything. And what ended up happening was, I found out this was one of my IRL friends. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's this person. And, like, I ended up watching the VOD later on, and I'm like, okay. Whenever they stream next, I will be there. And when I see them next, I'm gonna be like, is this gonna be a permanent thing? I feel bad that I missed it. So it's always just, like, fun to support newer streamers and just in that environment, and just, especially if you know them, like, all your friends. Like, I'm sure you're gonna have a big gang of people when you go live. But since you're just, starting out, I want to see what kind of games you planning on doing. Just in general. While I figure out how to fix the rest of these errors. Alright. Valorant? Everybody. Valorant. Everybody. I mean, it's a good game to play. So I was thinking of practicing. Okay, listen. Let's I saw the last one. Here's the thing. Good to hear from Creosaur. I'm gonna head to bed. Had a long day. Good night from this guy for now. But now I'm thinking of learning programming on stream. That could be a good thing as well. That would actually make it. I hope that would make it more fun. But art though, I will say this: I'm also practicing my art also. So it is always good to practice art. I don't think. Here's the deal. Whenever there's a journey, I feel like that's a good way to, like, what's the best way to put this? I would like to see your art journey. That's one of the best things to, like, hoping to go into art school once I finish my master's. Nice! Nice! That's so cool. Like, good luck. Like, art can be pretty competitive and just, like, sometimes just, like, overall, like, just everything is, like, I'm, like, this is somebody who's not in art school technically, but is a lot. Yeah, I want to do it for myself. Yeah, no, that's cool though. Like, I completely get it. Like, it's just like, getting that art skill is always difficult. What? Art is repetitive. I mean, it can't. Depends on which art you're doing. But art is a lot about, like, practice and stuff like that. So I would encourage you to practice it on stream. If you think it's horrible or whatever, this is probably another artist saying, hey, I would like to see your art on stream. Ask Semi too. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, she would love to, like, see that on stream. We could all do, like, a giant art stream or something. Just like a giant conglomerate art stream. Names. How many of these are there? Why are there so many? University nearby has sketching, painting, sculpture. So really want to try that. Ooh, sketching, painting, and sculpture. Nice. Okay. That's good to hear. Sorry, let me... Did I? I did. Oh, man. My bad. Yeah, an university nearby is just like, you know, a good way to do it. You know, I don't know how to sculpt, so that's pretty cool. And like painting, I don't know why. Painting is cool, but only reason I dislike painting is because like I don't know. Getting paint all over is just a pet peeve of mine. All over my favorite sweaters and everything. Lol, I got my bachelor's in art, concentration in graphic design. Nice though. Nice though. Like that's still like a really good like graphic design. Now that I'm thinking about it, it does seem a little repetitive. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I see what you're talking about in that regard. Because, you know, there are a lot of fundamentals, and you'll get to... I'll probably talk a little bit more about it next stream if you want. Like, same time on Wednesday. But, you know, art has some pretty basic fundamentals. We're playing with how many bugs we can spot? I found 3 already. You can actually count all the bugs. If you do... There's a command for it. I have it in the panel. Is it this? There we go. I have a bunch of like just commands that I have that are on like the about. Surprised no one uses them. I want many degree. You know, getting like 1,000 degrees is like, you know, good to have all sorts of art. I know I've got like 1,000 bugs. Little Rascal, hi, yeah, Little Rascal, welcome. Welcome. I'm gonna fix all the bugs before I end stream. I've got like 9. I don't know where they all are at. Alright, item manager. Yeah, so this... Alright, we don't want this in here. Because I had to remake some of these. Alright, pocket. I can't anything about joking. Oh, I didn't know you were joking. I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, yeah, I know there are bugs because I can tell in Unity because it's saying there's so many bugs. Again, I promise I'm not following you. I just wanted to say that. Streaming, I wanted to... What? Wrong chat, Little Rascal. Or maybe you're saying that to Ivididia, sorry. Jack of all trades? Almost. Okay, alright, my mind was like, where's chat going? Where are y'all going? where is this? Oh man, sorry, I was like, where are they going right now? Stream reader. Stream reader. Sorry for that, like, semis. Now here. I mean, that tends to be how it is. Oh, actually, it's not in here. That's why I'm getting so many errors. Alright. Once that is done, they should all... Alright, I've got 1. Cannot convert int into Unity slider, and that is back in game status. No wonder. There are certain... What's the word for it? Directories that you have to put in, like UI, engine, IO, and then like, oh my gosh, you know that quote about the Jack of all trades. They're just, I know the quote, I'm not, like, I'm not gonna say anything about that, but, you know, you get good about, you know, you'll get good at everything eventually. Alright, I'm planning on finishing my master's in cybersecurity, getting a bachelor's in art. After I graduate, I want a master's in software development engineering, and then, oh my gosh, you got a whole plan set out. Like, I commend you. That's a lot. That is a lot. Unreachable code. It is a very large goal, but I think you'll make it. Like, you seem pretty dedicated to it, and the fact that you're learning programming despite, you know, every single hurdle, Like, that is, like... Are you telling your mom you're doctor? That's good, too, but... The fact that you're doing programming despite the hurdles you told me, is, like... You know... Like, that is major. That's pretty major. So, I think you'll be able to do it. If you can push past this, I think you'll be able to do it. Let me see here. What are you talking about? Unreachable code detected. It's talking about... Unreachable... Yeah. Slytherin or Ravenclaw. Interesting. Harry Potter. I don't think that'll be a problem. Because we'd have to run this. Maybe it's just worried since it's... Yeah, I see why you're worried about it. Okay, hold on. I'll just declare it here instead. It's giving me some pretty interesting warnings like, you're probably not going to be able to ever use this code. I'm like, yeah, because I've got the script to run it, but because I haven't initialized it, it'll probably, or set it up, basically. It's thinking about that. Oh. You talk to the editor like it's a friend. I talk to the editor like my worst night. Oh, Little Rascal's technically not... the... Funny story about the mods. So... I gave it to people who... It's cool if Pop represent. I ended up... Like, send me and Little Rascal are mods because I trust them. If anything does go down. They're not necessarily mods, but they're just, like, people who are like, I know they'll protect me. I don't expect them to mod 24/7, so... It's not something I expect them to do. If there are a lot of people, I'd be like, yo, help. Help me. I do not expect them to mod. But I would just be like, yo, if there's like a... Say if there, like 20 people just randomly show up, that's when I'll be like, okay, I need help now. So... So, that is... Don't do that. Oh my gosh. So that's the story behind that. That's fair. Yeah, there's one more. I don't think he's here, but there's one more guy. I might add... Although she... Oh, Bluppy is new, I might add her later as a mod. Bluppy's new, but I trust her with... I trust her with my stream. But she's new, so I'll let her get used to all the controls and whatnot before I assign her mod status. So, I think with that... What do you mean? Where? Okay. That's what it wants me to do. That should fix it. That will not fix it. Just error after bug after bug. Now I think about all my Harlow friends. That's juicy. I'm a mod for. Yo, I'm sorry. I wanted to feel safe. I figured if you would help me if I need help, but you know, I do not expect you to mod. I just added another onto my list. That's right, with Bleppy. With Bleppy. Okay, for real though, why does it keep saying that? That is super weird. You're just Resident Ultra mod. I don't stream as much as you too, so I got all the time. Tis true. I'll leave this alone for now. Alpha mod, if you will. An alpha mod. The supreme mod. The supreme mod, basically. I am gonna have to end stream though. Alright, I'm back. Oh, I didn't even know you left. Supreme Mon! I am gonna... Hello, Cosmic. Was getting mad at Roblox. In JoJo voice. Supreme... I don't even know what that would sound like. I'm gonna butcher this. Supremado or something like that. Yeah, I am gonna have to end stream though, just because I am kind of past time. There's some odd code though, but I will figure that out later since it's just warnings. Let me switch scenes in the meantime. But that'll be it for today. I'm gonna figure out that weird error on my own, because I don't know why it's doing that unusable code. I've never seen it do that before. So I will end stream for now. Thank you guys so much for coming and being here. Thank you! Oh, it's... You can't see the alert. Okay, good night. Thank you for your help and see you next time. Yeah, no problem. And thank you, Cosmic, for following, even though the alert was behind the thing. Layers. Layers, man. But thank you so much for the follow, Cosmic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're one step closer to the emotes. I will make them good. Don't forget to rate. Oh, let me see who's on before we attempt to raid. Because last time I raided Simon, so I don't want to raid the same person twice in a row. Because last time I raided Simon, almost everybody pretty much knows Luxemi. Here's what we'll do. I haven't raided her. She seems to be off and on, but we'll raid her anyway. This is a streamer named Galia. I know she's a programmer. She did a stream before. So what we're gonna do, if I can find the raid button. Where'd it go? Here we go. So we're gonna raid her. Galatia. We're gonna raid her. I don't know about a raid message, but she's currently playing Against the Storm. Even though she's not programming, she is a programmer. So we'll raid her for now. That's the only person I can think of who I'm like, I kind of know her enough to be like, okay, we can raid her. She's also a VTuber. Quick heads up. So we will raid her. And it's okay if you don't want to join the raid. But I think it's just good to do that. So let's start the raid. Alright. Thank you everybody so much for coming. I will see you later, and remember to keep an eye out. Bye-bye!